What's up, YouTube? As you can see, we jumped right into it. I prepped her face with my Caudalie and my Fenty primer. And for her brows, I use what I always use, my Espresso in NYX. And then I clean up the bottom with my favorite Morphe brush. You guys already know this part. To prep for my eyeshadow, I drag that concealer onto her whole lid and I smoothen it out. Before I place my eyeshadow color, I make sure my concealer is smooth one more time, and then I jump right into my transition shade into the crease. You want to build this transition shade up as much as you want until you move on to the next color. So I place my next color all over my lid, and I'm like creating a new lid for her because her lid is really small. So I create a lid by patting that color down in like a circular lid like shape, and then I go and I blend out the corners of it into the transition shade. And I go back and forth with adding more and blending and adding more and blending, and I'm just gonna let you watch as I do that. When the eye is like smoked out to your liking, you can go ahead and move on to lashes, and then of course we're going to start foundation. I'm using the True Match in N8, and I'm going to like tap the foundation into her skin. I'm not really using any circular motions because she had a little bit of pigmentation and I don't want you to see it. So for more full coverage purposes, we are going to tap the foundation in. And then you can clean up in between her brows and all the corners of the foundation, like with the excess on the brush. So I'm using my black opal and truly topaz, and I'm using a sponge to blend this out. To be honest with you, as you can see, the black opal, if you have it for a minute, it's going to be very hard to blend. This was very difficult. I went back and forth between the sponge, the beauty blender, adding more until I was happy. But it was a process, so be warned, okay? But I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out. So all you gotta have is a little bit of patience and a little bit of technique, and you'll be alright. But yeah, you can see I'm going back and forth between the beauty blender and the other sponge just to make sure that I like it, because you're gonna see me go back and forth in this video a lot, with a lot of things, because you have to watch the makeup as you go along. Fix things as you go along. As you can see, I'm cleaning out the top of her eyebrows with the sponge because it's straight, and I'm like, I don't really like them. Let me just clean it up. That wasn't my purpose. I was supposed to be highlighting the forehead, but that's how makeup works. You can find things to tweak as you go along. So after I added more concealer in it and I blended it to my liking, I added some contour, and I still used the black opal stick, but I used it in beautiful bronze and suede mocha. And then I used a not so dense, but then again not so fluffy brush to blend that out on her forehead and her cheekbones, and everywhere you place a contour color. I am a little bit under the weather, if you guys can hear it in my voice, but no worries, I'll get over it. But anywho, I'm wrapping up the contour, and I use the excess on the brush to define her jawline. And then I move on to the contour on her nose, and you blend this out by using circular motions, a smaller brush, and you have to push this up into the front of her brows because it just makes it look more snatched when you do that. So I did that, and then I found something to fix. I started brushing through her brows because, like I told you, when you do makeup, you just go along and like you go with your gut. And if your gut is telling you, I don't like that, then go ahead and fix it. So I'm setting her with Allura Mercier translucent powder, and I mixed it with my Midnight banana powder. And I'm using the sponge to basically press that into her skin. And to set her foundation as well as that contour color, I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder, which is like my holy grail in dark deep, to go ahead and set her whole face. If you use something liquid or cream, you have to set it with the powder. You just have to do it. And to set the contour, because remember it was cream, I'm using the Fenty powder. It's a bronzer, and this is the darkest color they have. I love this color. It looks very red in the palette, but on the skin, I love the reddish brownish hue that it gives off on brown skin. But if like you're way darker than her, it most likely might not work for you. So I guess that just means Fenty has some work to do, but it is bomb. So as you can see, I cut her cheeks, And then I added a little bit more contour because now I can see exactly where the contour needed to be. And then I sweeped all of that away with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in Dark Deep again. And then I also set her nose contour, which is cream, remember, with my Dark Deep powder as well. And I'm just snatching her nose. And then I'm adding blush with my favorite blush brush now. This is called a stippling brush, but this is a large stippling brush. And I just like the way that it applies blush. And every time I apply blush, I apply a little bit to the forehead as well, just to add a little bit of color on her forehead. And then with a brush that has no product on it, I swept away the setting powder under her eyes and on all the highlighted areas of her face actually. And we're about to wrap up. We're going to set her face with the Fix Plus. You guys already know. You guys need this or your makeup will never look how you want it to look. You need it. Just buy it and then drench yourself, because I sprayed her and then now I'm going to spray her again. I don't care how much my clients hate this. I'm going to do it for slaying purposes. You just have to do it. So look, now she happy. But anywho, we're doing final touches. I'm cleaning up her brows again because I just saw something I didn't like. Her brows were giving me like sad for some reason. They looked sad and I don't know why. But I fixed that and then I added the same eyeshadow color that was on top of her lid to the bottom of her eyes just to create a little smoky effect. And then I went in her waterline with a black eyeliner, and I smoked out the black eyeliner as well, just for more like drama eyes. This is still a very soft look. I'm feeling the soft looks at the moment, but you still want a little bit of drama. And these lashes are called Leilani, by the way, from my line. So I'm using the Master Chrome and Maybelline, and I'm spraying my brush a little bit with the Fix Plus, and then I'm going to build that highlighting color. I like to take my highlighting shade from the tail of the brow to on top of the blush. That's where the light hits your face. You have to look at your face without the highlight and look to see the areas that look like they're glowing when the light hits it, and that's the areas you want to add highlight on so it could glow even more when the light hits it when you have makeup on. But I'm going to highlight all the areas that I highlight, which is the chin, the cupid's bow, which is the area on top of the lips, her nose, and then in between her eyes. That's the areas I like to highlight. And now we're going to move on to lining her lips. This is the color brown, I believe, in Espresso. I'll put everything in the description box. I know I said I was going to do that the last time and I didn't. I'm going to do that too, so y'all can go back to that video if you needed product details. And this is also a NYX matte lipstick. I place it in the center of the lips, and then I have my clients or my models kiss their lips together just so that can blend out. And then I go and I add a little bit more of the darker shade before I add eyeshadow on top of the lips to mattify it even more. And then I add a lip gloss because you already know I'm a lip gloss kind of girl. And basically we are done, guys. This is a very bronzy look. Looks very amazing on deep skin. I love the reddish pinkish hues on the eyes of the deep skin. You add final touches like mascara and you're ready to go. I love this look. Hopefully you guys love it too. It is super easy to do. So I hope you guys try it on your own. Oh, add some brow gel, of course. I hope you guys try it on yourselves, on your clients, on your models, whatever the case, and then let me know how it worked out for you. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys have any suggestions as far as content I should create, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching again. Bye.